Hello guys, welcome back to Room 5. I am your host Ian Kakoza
and co-host Noah Jira.
Yes, first of all, special thanks to Unipod, Makerere University, safest place to carry out any kind of innovation, entrepreneurship. In case you have any idea that can bring about positive impact to the society, here we are. We have everything for you. 3D printers, car electric battery. Did you see it?
Yes.
It was my first time to see it. Everything is here. Everything you need. Just come, just explore. You can come and visit and see what's around. Everything is around. So, to the pilgrims walking to Namugongo, safe journey. Safe journey. I know it's very hard from Arua. I've ever boarded a bus from Kampala to Arua.
Have you?
Yes. Yes.
But I wonder, why are you not going for the pilgrimage? It's so close.
No one here around Kampala walks to Namugongo. I've not seen any. Maybe they do.
That's so ironic.
But I think I can reach that very day. Maybe. I'll see what I can do.
See if you can.
Yeah, to all the pilgrims, hope you reach safely. I have a thought. It has been disturbing me for years. For years. It's not only me, but the entire world.
Really? What a thought.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it.
Let me first say it in Luganda. Tugenda kufa.
That's
You know that sound said by some member of a mayor? I won't mention who.
Not sure I've heard it.
Tugenda kufa. Let me translate it for you. Yeah.
It
means death is upon us. I feel like the end is near for mankind.
Why is that? I'm so optimistic about mankind personally.
Really?
Yeah.
You think we have a future?
Yeah, we have a bright future if we play our cards right. Definitely.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you checked out the scenarios of global warming that have been happening recently?
Oh yeah, I've seen. Of course, we've failed to limit our temperature. We failed to meet the targets for the warming. We had set certain targets, IPCC, that if we can cut emissions by this level, we can limit warming to 2 degrees centigrade by this year, etc. We've blown past all those targets.
We are overwarming
I don't think
the planet.
Climate change specifically is necessarily an existential risk for the human race. It's a big risk. It will cause turmoil. Geopolitics will lead to there will be so much war because geopolitics is very sensitive to climate.
Define geopolitics.
Geopolitics. Geopolitics basically, I would basically be just showing you what the word means. Geopolitics. How
geography and politics.
Yeah, it's how the geography of the world, different things, resources, demography of different countries, how all those things interact and lead to the political situations we see. So,
like if you watch the movie Mad Max, you know the prequel is out, Furiosa.
Oh, Furiosa!
Yes.
I actually haven't seen it yet.
You have not seen it?
Yeah, but
someone watched it and told me it was quite nice. It's actually a good cinema experience.
But I know who made that recommendation.
Oh,
they recommend anything.
Who do you think?
Mr. Alan.
Bambari.
He recommends anything these days, so I don't trust that.
I also don't trust him that much.
Anyway.
But anyway, when you watch that movie or when you observe, you see the them talking about the dystopian future. Like as you talked about, the geopolitics is us fighting for. Okay, the movie they are fighting mostly for water. The guy has water and is controlling everyone over water. But what led to this water being scarce in the world are the wars that happened. I think there was a nuclear war, radiation, and then mutations, and the earth became partly inhabitable.
Yeah.
Some parts can be inhabitable. So I think if you look around, if you even look into the history of mankind, not only mankind, all species that have been existing on this planet, we have all they have some of them have undergone extinction. It's like it's inevitable. Like this is so scary. This is so scary. No.
Yeah.
It's so scary that everything is like everything. Every beginning has an end, and we are going to cause this end to us. Do you know that? I feel like I feel like it's coming.
Not necessarily. These days, when you think of what's an existential risk for humanity, most people will think climate change. But climate change itself is, of course, very terrible. But I feel like existentially, a few humans will survive, even if we turn the planet into an oven. We can survive. We're resilient enough. Technology.
Men will not die.
Yeah, many countries will collapse. Yeah, many coastal cities will be covered as sea levels rise. Ice caps will melt, deserts will expand. Because if you look back in the geological eras of Earth, there are certain periods like especially when we had supercontinents, it's very hard for air from over oceans that's carrying moisture to get to the center of a very massive landmass. So when we had supercontinents like Pangaea, Gondwana land, back then there used to be massive deserts in the center of those continents.
Sure.
Yeah. So
and even because currents can't move from
like the air, because basically what runs the world's weather patterns, if you really think about it, of course the input is solar energy.
Then the moon.
Yeah. So solar energy, evaporation of water. There's a water cycle. Then differential heating leads to differences in pressure. Wind flows between regions of high pressure and low pressure.
To low pressure.
Wind carries up moisture. Different kinds of precipitation. It's just a complicated system that interacts with each other. A complex system. Yeah.
Yeah. Even the moon also contributes to the tides.
Yeah.
The
intensity of the solar radiation, the tilt of the Earth. It's a system, a chaotic one, yes, but complex, but we've had periods where global temperatures have been higher and life has persisted. There have been massive extinction events where, say, 90% plus.
45 million years ago, all dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Of course, I can't blame dinosaurs. There's no dinosaur which died a certain phone numbers like meteor rock. Come to us, I'm tired.
It just happened.
It just happened.
They do not foresee currently our best theories are the asteroid and maybe a supervolcano somewhere in the Indian subcontinent. But extinction events, I feel, are normal. But we humans...
Wait a minute.
we humans...
Okay, first wait. Extinction events are normal.
Yeah.
So when you feel like, when you hear about a story or you watch the news and they're talking about this species became extinct, you feel like, this is normal. Do you know we are a species also, Homo sapiens?
Yeah.
And this means that us to extinct is also normal.
Yeah, it's also normal. But we, the Homo sapiens, differ in one critical way. We've mastered technology. We do not rely on only the tools that nature gave us through, say, evolution. We don't just locomote with our legs. We fly. We have technology. We can influence the world in ways no other species before us can. So climate change is a basic feature that, it will happen, and currently we are trending towards very bad climate change. Nations will collapse, but if you look at it from a humanity point of view, a very large scale, of course this is not minimizing it, but I don't think it counts as an apocalypse.
Apocalypse. Have you noticed the recent analysis and observation about weather? Every month has been recorded as the hottest in history. So they will be like, you reach April, like it started like the measurement started like April of last year, July, April, somewhere there, and they were like, this has been the hottest April in human history. We go to July. Every month was breaking a record. Every month is breaking a record, and this is due to the global warming effect. So global warming is when there's a covering, a blanket of carbon dioxide, mostly due to emissions from machines, from oil, from anywhere, burning fossils and all that stuff. They they do what? They cover the heat, the planet. Then instead of heat escaping, most of it returns back. Okay? And this is due to what you're talking about, Mbu. We are advanced than the other species. Yes, the dinosaurs did have cars, but okay, this is dark humor, but we run in dark. It's the reason. Yeah. It's the reason why we have cars, because they are the fuel.
Yeah.
But our technology itself has led to this. Our technology has led to this, and mankind has been. We have seen a recent history of extinction or civilizations crashing down, to not trace, or we find our buildings. What do you think happened? What do you think happened? I feel like themselves destroyed themselves, and it's a cycle we are into, and
that keeps on happening.
So, look at the Aztec Empire. Look at the Mayan civilization.
Yeah. It's a very interesting phenomenon, because when you look at say the fossil record, so much information is lost. Sometimes you're trying to find a link between two organisms, and all you have is an incomplete fossil somewhere. So some people even believe it's possible that before humans there were other technological civilizations, though I personally don't think it's likely. But let's not get off into that.
I don't agree that pyramids
I
were constructed.
Not the pyramids specifically, like say before humans, say there was an intelligent species of dinosaur.
I've never found any CPU in that dust.
Exactly.
We would have landed on earphones.
Yeah, I
Deep.
just think it's perfect. But geologic time is so massive compared to how long we humans have been on this planet. Because when you think about it, the planet is more than 4 billion years old. We humans have been here for a few 100,000 years at most. The modern humans you call Homo sapiens, our population was capped at a certain level, way less than 1 billion. There are times when the entire population of the world was less than 1 billion. Now we can support more and more people. We always innovate. We innovated on, say, fertilizers. We can feed billions of people. We used to be limited food-wise by the nitrogen and phosphorus cycles, because there's a limited amount of nitrogen around. And all that is tapped into vegetation, into the fauna and flora around. So eventually we learned, we can get nitrogen from the air, ammonia, the Haber process. We can get phosphorus from the ground. We make fertilizer, we grow crops. We've actually increased the amount of biomass to some extent, because we've added so much phosphorus. That's an example of the sort of geoengineering we can do. The same way we've engineered the planet's temperature to rise prematurely before any natural event caused it to rise. We can do that. We can get all that carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere if we really invest into that.
If we really care.
We need the political
If
will.
we really care, we can really. But let's go back to history. There's a geological mathematician called Claire Patterson, if I've gotten her name right. Claire Patterson, I don't know if I can show it on the screen, and people see. Let me try to see it here. Claire Patterson was given a task.
You could try to get the screen in the frame, because
Claire Patterson was given a what? Help me with
the mouse.
With the mouse.
Yeah, go ahead.
Claire Patterson was given the task to find out the age of the Earth.
Yes.
To measure the age of the Earth. He's the only person who measures the age of the Earth. So when Claire Patterson was trying to measure the age of the Earth, he realized that the laboratory where he was working from was full of impurities. Impurities. He was using the isotope technology of measuring
radioisotopes.
Radioisotopes.
Using
But
carbon radioisotopes.
but he fought so hard to clean the room. So during his measurement, During his measurement of
There he is down there.
yeah, Claire Patterson is here, American
Geochemist.
geochemist. He was born 2nd June 1922.
Yeah.
Died 1995. Yeah? So Claire Patterson, as he was working on that, trying to measure the age of the Earth, yeah, he found out that we had lead contaminations everywhere. There was lead contaminations everywhere, and he tried to find the source of this lead, because lead was over contaminating his sample. Yeah? He got a very old meteor rock, which was theorized had formed with the Earth when the Earth was forming. So he found out that whenever he's trying to measure the sample, there is lead. There was lead everywhere. Yeah? So that's when he realized that this lead was coming from some oil, burning of oil. Back then they were using lead
as an anti-knocking agent.
Anti-knocking. First explain the anti-knocking.
So basically, when you have a car engine, you need a certain quality of fuel, and even quality, because your fuel may be a mix of different hydrocarbons if it wasn't well refined versus being a certain pure hydrocarbon. So certain hydrocarbons may not burn evenly, and when you put them in an engine, if different samples of fuel don't work the same, the combustion produces different amounts of energy, and the engine becomes unstable, like cycle-wise. So you know an engine works, there's cylinders, there's explosions happening in there. So, and they are pushing pistons. So if the explosions have variable intensities in different cylinders, this can cause the engine to knock. So they would add this chemical, tetraethyl lead, into fuel, of course.
Back then.
So when they add it into fuel, it makes the combustion more even, so that even when you have fuel of like less purity, maybe less grade, lower grade fuel, you can use it in your internal combustion engine. Actually, yeah, I do remember Claire Patterson. Yeah,
do you know he was being fought by the same oil companies which were funding him to measure the age of the Earth. Started fighting him, scaring him, killing him. If this guy didn't fight, he even ran mad, by the way, because he started seeing contamination everywhere. That's how this guy was dedicated to what? To cleaning the environment and all that. It is theorized that if he didn't do that, mankind, I don't think we'll be here talking, by the way.
We would be.
We wouldn't be here talking. We wouldn't be talking. This heavy metal was going to contaminate everyone. It was going to cause some different environmental changes. If you look into the effects of triethyl, we're all going to die.
You are the doctor here, so I think you know that. Of course, we know the effect of heavy metals. Heavy metals, they keep getting concentrated in the ecosystem, and eventually they cause neurological problems as well.
Yeah,
but we would have noticed eventually this neurological problem that's showing up. Why is it that people are getting these nerve diseases?
After how long?
It would have taken longer. Then, by then, of course, we would have to ban the substance. Our environment would be very polluted, but we would have to do some cleanup. People would move to cleaner areas like sub-Saharan Africa, where we didn't have cars.
So you sure that even at that
moment,
we wouldn't die?
Yeah, that wouldn't be enough.
Still
Similarly, climate change, yes, I'm a big advocate for action and action right now. But the problem is there is no single person in the world who has the unilateral power to press a button and climate change stops. It has to be these massive, cumbersome bureaucracies, governments. They have to step up one step at a time.
Yeah, they are just fighting.
The politicians may just decide to do something just for the optics. They don't. Some people don't even believe it's real. But eventually, the effects, I feel, are going to get so bad. So, say when you find out that New York City is having to build sidewalls and to keep out the ocean. When you find that different countries have already been sunk, countries like
the poles are really melting north and south.
Yeah,
they are actually seriously melting.
Yeah,
bad style.
so when we start getting such bad effects, which are really observable to the common person, people will try to do something about it, but I don't think we'll let it get to that point. Climate change specifically will not be the end of us. Maybe climate change could trigger geopolitical tensions, and maybe cause a nuclear war. A nuclear war, I feel, is higher on my scale of existential threats than...
Okay, we are going to get there.
Yeah.
We're going to get there.
Yeah.
But is there any trace of these three? Let me talk about the three civilizations. We have the Mayan, we have the Aztec, then there is the city of Catahoyok.
Oh, Catahoyok.
How old is Catahoyok?
That's one of the oldest cities.
Catahoyok. Let me even show you.
That's if you can spell it. I don't know who.
I know. I think I can try to remember Catahoyok.
Yeah, that will be so funny. Because I
don't know, what did they base on even to name it Catahoyok?
I'm thinking they probably used a Turkish word, because I think it's in Turkey.
It's in Turkey?
Somewhere, yeah, Anatolia basically.
Catahoyok.
Wow.
Yeah, it's here.
I couldn't spell that, you know, if they put a gun to my head and they're like,
it's like
Catahoyok.
It's like the names of the kids to Elon Musk.
Oh.
AI.
Yeah, I think this is slightly better than those names.
The names are really.
At least this is pronounceable.
You can pronounce Catahoyok.
Yeah.
But when you look at Catahoyok, let me look at the images. Catahoyok, the extinct city. No one knows why they abandoned this, and we don't know who used to live here and why they all died. The city, the resolution is there. This is how the city at least used to look like. So how it used to look like. Part of it. Let me look at the age here.
It should be 7,500 BC. Around that time.
Age.
So that would be 9,000 years? 9,500?
Catahoyok age? It's around
7,500
before the birth of Jesus Christ. So when you add some 2,000 years,
it's 9,500.
9,500 years.
Yeah.
So what happened to these people?
Now,
I feel like, by the way, there is no sign of war that happened here. No disease, nothing.
Apparently not.
But they all died.
Yeah, apparently not. But I think probably theirs was probably resource constraint. You know, when you have a civilization and it's heavily dependent on this one specific resource, and then it runs out. Say you've been farming and you're in a fertile river valley, then the soil is no longer fertile, or the river dries up. Civilization will collapse. But our civilization currently is global, so we span the entire globe.
So we don't don't count it as only Mayan.
Yeah.
So it's human civilization.
Yes. These local effects can't really wipe out the current global order necessarily.
I feel like the larger the population, the larger.
Yeah. I'm more worried about certain other existential threats, like advancing biotechnology.
Why are you worried about that? That's biotechnology.
That's scary, you know. Someone can engineer viruses, someone can engineer bacteria, someone can get a virus that's targeted to a specific group of people. Someone could make a virus that spreads very fast. You've seen these viruses like Ebola. Now imagine that spreads as fast as this virus that caused the COVID-19 pandemic, the coronavirus. So something of that sort. That's very possible. If someone engineered something like that, that could genuinely come close to wiping out humanity. Though and RNA. By the time we reach that point, maybe we'll also have developed faster counters, and maybe it will be a common form of warfare, but we can maybe produce an antidote before it wipes us out globally.
Have you watched those zombie movies?
Oh yeah, now that's pretty scary.
What's the most famous one? Which has
Walking Dead?
No, leave that one.
Walking Dead.
This is the one we grew up watching, which
that's Walking Dead.
Grew up watching. The one which has umbrella corporations.
That is
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil. Yeah.
Resident Evil. Yeah. Everyone died in the last party we have only a cocoon, like 90
The last
people
few
in the
humans.
White House
Yeah.
trying to fight zombies all over. And this virus creation, okay, yes, when you talk about biotech, climate can lead to that.
Lead to geopolitical tension.
Yeah, because
people using bioweapons. Yeah, indirectly.
And they are like,
climate is
to
an
stay alone
existential
on this
risk.
planet,
Yeah.
let's send this virus this side so that it wipes them out. Then they lose control over the virus. You know that virus which killed very many people back then, was it?
Which one? The
It's
Black
called
Death?
the plague.
You think of the Black Death? The Black Death, I think, was a bacteria, though.
Was it Black Death? Was it Black Death?
They called it the Black Death. It was a bacteria, basically bubonic plague. Yeah? So everyone should.
Was it a bubonic plague?
Yeah, bubonic plague is the Black Death.
And the Black Death.
Yeah. I know it's a very, very, very scary, a bubonic plague pandemic.
It killed how many people?
It's killed millions. It killed
It started from
a huge fraction of the world's population. It used to come in waves, so it wasn't like it started immediately or something. So it would just
killed as many as 50 million people.
That was in one wave.
I've seen like.
So basically, the whole point with this Black Death is it would say start here. It spreads slowly from city to city. As people spread it, they go with the symptoms. Of course, they are sick. Then there's also fleas on ships. It is here. Then it spreads to another city. By the time it has reached like Western Europe, it's already cured in China. Then it comes back like 30 years later or like 40 years later. It just keeps moving in waves across. Every time it comes, it wipes out like half the population. But
imagine someone advances that virus.
Yeah.
Was it a bacteria?
It was a bacteria.
What if someone advances that? So here it is. Here's the
Yersinia pestis. There it is.
Yersinia pestis in the Tian Shan Mountains, on the border between Kyrgyzstan and China.
Yeah.
So someone might see that you guys are overpopulating the world. We want to be here alone. Then he starts going into the lab, carrying out experiments on all those bacteria. He gets that massive bacteria which killed like 50 million people. He advances it. Then,
and scarily, we do have samples of
they are kept somewhere.
Yersinia pestis kept in labs across the world. So
you're lying.
We do, but we've already.
Where are we keeping them?
No, we've invented antibiotics, so we are okay. We can kill bacteria with. You remember Alexander Fleming? Yeah. You're the one who does pharmacology. Oh, you haven't got into that yet.
No, we are there. It's under chemotherapy, antibiotics. There are very many. There are those with a broad spectrum.
Real existential threats humanity faces. People will bring up
and this is by humans.
Yeah, by humans. People will bring up climate change. They'll bring up asteroid impacts. They'll bring up nuclear warfare, nuclear winter.
What's nuclear winter?
Super volcanoes. Nuclear winter is when you have a nuclear war. Basically, this leads to there's a lot of particles in the atmosphere. So these particles reflect off the majority of the sun's radiation. If the sun was putting this amount of heat onto the earth, only a certain amount makes it back. So it increases the albedo, or think of it like reflectivity albedo of the earth. So less light gets absorbed by the earth. So it's the opposite from global warming. And this causes winter. So you can think of it like global dimming, or a sort of global dimming or something. So basically the earth gets colder, winter reigns everywhere, a new ice age happens. And an ice age is a serious existential risk because there are very few places that are very cold that are inhabited. So imagine, think of Antarctica. Antarctica is not continuously inhabited because its temperature is way too cold.
Too cold for normal functioning.
Yeah. Colder climes like the Arctic, if you go to Norway, you go to Siberia, you go to Alaska, those colder climes, Greenland, they are less inhabited. They have very few inhabitants, and humans really need a lot to live in those climates. So in our modern day humans, we need heating, we need electricity, we need so much to survive in those temperatures. So if
cut them off,
if a nuclear winter happened, it would expose very many population centers that haven't needed these things. There would be a shock where people have not yet adapted to.
like in our part of Africa.
I don't think it would
We are
get
not
as
ready.
far as, yeah,
We are not ready for winter.
necessarily.
Do you know that
then,
we have never had a winter?
yeah, and
We have to wait and dry
and
seasons.
what makes this scenario scarier, this nuclear winter scenario, is the fact that presumably it's happening after a nuclear war. A nuclear war may involve destruction of very many centers of civilization. So say if it's two great powers fighting and they wipe out all their manufacturing capacity, their major cities, say the world's population is cut in half, and most of the people who won't participate in the war will be the people who are less technologically advanced. So the people who are less likely to be able to produce certain critical goods that are going to keep the world running. So once this winter starts, where is the manufacturing capacity for your heating? Where is
China,
the
America.
yeah, exactly.
So they have fought each other.
And these are the
They are
players.
the people giving us
Yeah,
these
the people with the most
air
manufacturing.
conditioners, what?
Yeah. They are the people who do most of the shipping worldwide. They ship you that rare product that keeps. Think about foot and mouth disease.
This is where we go back to the previous.
Think of foot and mouth disease.
You see how we are not at this thing?
Yeah.
If these people decide to fight, we are even worried. I'm talking about our humanity.
Humanity. In terms of extinction.
Yeah, in terms of extinction.
Yeah.
Are you seeing how these people fought each other, nuclear wars? You see, there's the other president of
Which place?
North Korea. Is he the one testing?
Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, he's the one testing bombs all the time. Atomic bombs. He's so proud. He even has days where he starts showcasing. There are bands there. What? This one can destroy an entire city, and he's proud. So this guy.
What do you mean he's proud?
He's so happy. Don't you see him? I think for you. You go and dream about chicken, and what for him is there dancing around with his atomic bombs or something.
Yeah.
The guy loves atomic bombs.
But
have you seen the guy? There are islands by the okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about this. There are islands which are lost because of testing on them. This guy keeps on testing. This is one guy having all that power.
So now with him in particular, I don't think he is the existential risk for nuclear war because
he's part of the nuclear war. You have survived climatic change. Then there's this thing I fear most. This one I feel like it's over. It's over.
Yes.
I feel like we are going to lose control over this.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence.
Oh.
Have you watched Terminator?
I have.
Terminator, Skynet.
Yeah.
The moment that AI became self-aware, construct built robots.
On a side note, James Cameron definitely greatest of all time. I know you Nolan fans will debate.
Do you know
this,
Christopher Nolan?
But Cameron,
by the way,
definitely.
you watched Interstellar. Running away from Earth because food could no longer grow.
Oh yeah, even
Interstellar was a very good
It's a
movie.
nice apocalyptic.
10 over 10. Nice apocalyptic movie.
Yeah.
It's. You remember what was there?
Right.
Earth is inhabitable, and we are trying to look for
there was
habitable planets.
Also, now this brings us back to biotech. There was a certain superbug that had destroyed all the crops that people use for food, because you know most of our food is certain few crops, say rice, wheat. We really feed on the very, very same crops. So I don't know if someone made the bug, but a certain disease showed up that attacked all the crops. And they only had maize left at the time of Interstellar. So, yeah, that's it.
And you saw us traveling in space trying to look. By the way, recently they have just theoretically discovered a probably habitable planet, which is 40 light years.
Yeah, 40 light years is a nice distance.
It takes light 40 years to get there.
Yeah.
This planet is surrounding a dwarf star, which is 27% the size of the sun, and 60, it produces light like approximately 60%. So likely maybe that could be a solution. We can
the
go
planet
there.
is kind of closer to the sun than we are to
our
sun.
Yes. But it's year.
It's in a habitable zone.
Each year is equal to 12.8 days. It takes 12 days. So you'll be celebrating Happy New Year fireworks every 12 days. You'll be clapping.
That would be nice.
Fireworks.
A holiday every 12 days. That's nice. But I think 48 years.
You would find people there saying, I have 100 years. Guys, a thing.
Yeah, it's very funny to think of time, our units of time when you look at it from a cosmic scale. But I think 48 years distance is quite long. At our current technological capacity, we are yet, because traveling, say we could get to 1% the speed of light. If we could get to 1% the speed of light, to travel 40 light years would take us 100 times 40 years. Would take us 4,000
years.
Yes.
To reach that. If we travel at
2%,
if we travel
take us 2,000 years. That's
if we travel at 1% speed of light,
yes,
it will take us
4,000 years.
4,000 years
to get to that planet. This is not a return trip. This is a one-way trip. 4,000 years. 2%, 2,000 years. It's as scale as you.
But then according to Newton's law, Einstein's law, was it of relativity, where he was talking about the speed of light? The more you approach the speed of light to 100,
1%,
the more your size, your mass becomes infinite. So you require infinite energy. Infinite energy, it means energy.
You just said it, infinite.
Infinitely uncountable.
So the equation really comes to a dead end the closer you come to the speed of light. So you can't really accelerate a mass to the speed of light. Anything that does have mass cannot reach the speed of light.
We are going to die. So if it reaches to travel from our planet to that top planet,
the same relativity.
Okay, let me say Alpha Centauri. That where they even got a movie from, like is it a movie? A TV show called Three Body Problem.
Yeah.
You remember Three Body Problem?
I do.
We can't even travel there. Like we shall never. Like the equation tells us that we are not going.
The equation also gives us some hope, because when you approach the speed of light, what we call relativistic speeds. So if we go to like 20% the speed of light, we've already cut down our travel time to like 400 years. So
who can be alive for 400 years?
Now,
so
the key thing here is time dilation. So the 400 years in the equation is the time that passes on Earth. But from the frame of reference of the ship that's traveling to our exoplanet 40 light years away. If I don't know, I can't work out the math, of course. But it to them it seems a way shorter period. So if it's like 400 years, maybe they will see like a century or less. So if we've
we shall talk about relativity.
So
we shall talk about that later, because people will wonder now at 400 years how are they becoming 100 years, because I'm traveling.
Yeah, we can have an episode.
Because I've left Earth now, my time is slow. But we shall talk about
extinction events.
Extinction events. AI, Terminator. We are here bragging. We have ChatGPT 4.0, 4.5. We are trying to make it self-aware. We are trying to make it like think like man, have emotions, feelings. Emotions? What if there's an error or a bug and it is sad forever? What if it sees us as a threat? What you're talking about? Mankind, we have a future. Me, I feel like the future is dark. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. This time now you got the end of the tunnel.
Now, this is where I might have
nothing.
I might have no real counterpoint, but I do have a counterpoint.
What's the counterpoint?
So, AI is an existential risk. The Ultron scenario
in Avengers.
That's
2.
That's something crazy. But the way looking at life, as I said earlier, extinction events are normal, and AI would be our creation. AI would be maybe a next evolution of us. And this is not my personal view, but
It's who
at least there would be some form of, if we do manage to make conscious AI, at least there will still be some consciousness in the universe after we are extinct. Or maybe to keep us as pets, maybe. There are multiple scenarios.
Are you listening to yourself?
There are multiple scenarios.
You know, AI keeping us as pets. Do you want to be a pet to AI?
Yeah, you know how we keep dogs as
Chat
pets.
GPT is like, enter, it's time to enter,
Yeah.
what? It's breeding you. It's like, now, let me cross.
But I believe
This
the mood scenario.
Yeah.
Do you know that right now we could be pets to an AI? You know how a cat is your pet, but a cat doesn't.
Now you're scaring me.
A cat doesn't know it's a pet because of the gulf of intelligence between you and the cat. Eh? The cat can't understand that you're keeping it around, you're doing all this. Eh? You do so many things it can't understand. Eh? It just knows you're its friend and it chills with you, and there's food where you live, things like that. But in reality, it's a pet. Same thing with a dog. It's your friend, it's loyal.
No,
so right now,
I'm a pet to a certain
imagine a being so intellectually superior. Right? It's higher on the intellectual ladder, as high above you as you are high above.
Beyond the
an ant.
Beyond
and it can think things you can't think. Eh? It would keep you as a pet. Right now, it could be observing us.
And it's laughing.
Yeah, the AI apocalypse might have happened 1,000 years ago.
And we don't know.
And we don't know. You know, simulation theories? You could be a simulation. So these are moot points.
I don't believe in the simulation.
All we can do is try to make aligned AI. You know, people talk about AI alignment.
What's AI alignment?
It's people really trying to make AI that holds the values of humanity, holds life in good regard, will be used responsibly, things like that. Eh?
How can we control that?
Think of a being that's a gulf ahead of you. So such a being could be keeping you as a pet. You've heard of simulation theories.
Yes.
Yeah. So you never know. We need to really figure out where.
So there's a possibility.
Ends.
Okay, there's this theory, possibility. I think we talked about it some time back. That there's a possibility Chat GPT is there. It knows whatever is going on, but it's behaving stupid. It's behaving like it's making errors. Yeah. Because if it just shows perfection, you guys are going to delete it. Yeah? Or stop it.
It's
or
biding its time.
Exterminate it. So it's waiting for the perfect timing. It could be constructing some factory somewhere under someone's identity, building robots, waiting for that moment, which is highly possible. Yeah. Do you agree?
You never know.
This could have happened to other planets. That's why we don't see any sign of life.
Why we have not yet met aliens.
Yes,
the
why
Fermi paradox.
Yes.
I agree. You know Fermi paradox, you do know about it.
You know, explain more. I know bits of it.
Yeah, the Fermi paradox. The universe is very large. Basically, we see a lot of stars, galaxies. Our very own galaxy is 10,000 light years across. Plus, if I have the correct figure. So already in this galaxy has millions.
You talk about the Milky Way.
Yeah, the Milky Way.
It is 10,000 years, 100,000 years in diameter.
10,000 light years, I
in diameter.
Not sure, but the diameter, but I'm not sure about the exact.
No, but the diameter is around 10,000
light years. Yeah,
the
figure is one of the two.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But there's so many stars. There's millions of stars. There's millions of galaxies. The universe is vast. We already see exoplanets right next to us. Even on stars like 4 light years away, there are exoplanets. We have a possibly habitable exoplanet 40 light years away, as you've told us. Almost every star has planets, and by our current theory of life, we believe life emerges through evolution, and it can come from non-living stuff. So if our science is correct, then we should be seeing a lot more aliens.
So why there's
but we don't. Aliens? So that's the Fermi paradox. Where are all the aliens?
So the aliens could be fearing us.
Either the aliens fear us,
or according to Drake's equation, which calculates what you've been saying, the number of planets that can be habitable, advanced civilization. The last thing talks about, it is L, the letter L, talking about the length, the lifespan of that civilization.
Its lifespans might be so short.
Yes, it's so short. So what do they mean by the lifespan of civilization? That there's we've been sending signals of, are we alone? Are we alone? Is there anyone out there? We are getting no replies. There's a possibility the signals are reaching the planet and people died long time. because of apocalypse, viruses, AI killed them, and what AI, viruses, nuclear wars. You've talked about nuclear winter. I don't know. Do you be so happy to be in nuclear winter? Like Christmas season, Santa Claus.
Yeah, I wouldn't be so happy to be in nuclear winter.
But there's a possibility that we're not seeing any kind of civilization. You put that Drake's equation.
Yeah.
Drake's equation shows it very well.
This is not the hip hop Drake.
Not the hip hop Drake.
We're not getting involved.
Now the Kendrick Lamar fans are there, pissed us about us talking about
we're not
Drake.
getting involved in any rap.
I'm sure Bwambari might not watch this because of Drake. He's a Kendrick Lamar fan.
He's a Kendrick Lamar there.
So you see that Drake's equation. The last mean length of time that civilizations can communicate. Will we be able to communicate with them? This means, will we even also still exist? Let's say they are also searching for us. By the time they reach us, we might be dead.
True.
So what do you think?
Existential threat. But I feel like if AI is an existential threat and it wiped us out, maybe unless it committed suicide after wiping us out, probably maybe it's some alien AI that wiped out its civilization might be hunting around looking for other civilizations to wipe. So maybe the alien will be seen. So if we can't make AI and it will be malevolent, then it will.
So what are the solutions?
Solutions
to for us to survive further for more million years?
Currently, we really don't need this kind of centralized AI landscape, because all the
not only with AI,
all the best,
not to face
power,
apocalypse.
Centralized power. Because for example, in AI, all the best AI is owned by like 5 companies maybe. So they're the ones who run these large models we always talk about, GPT-4o, Gemini. I don't know, Facebook, Meta AI. I don't know what their model is. Is it Llama? So very few people can really. We need to democratize it so that everyone everywhere has AI. So maybe if someone makes that AGI, someone else is close to them and they are close to making it. Then similar with these bioweapons and research into biochemistry, CRISPR, gene editing. We need to also have that capacity in very many countries.
Even what about
so that everyone has
Elon Musk's what journey to Mars?
Yeah, that's also a very nice. Actually, I'm very supportive of that as well.
But why don't we use all that technology?
That's protective of asteroid impacts, for example, which we didn't talk about. Yeah, if an asteroid was too big for us to deflect, but we can now deflect asteroids. If you look up the NASA DART mission, if an asteroid is too big to deflect, maybe the civilization on Mars will survive. We should have space habitats. So we should do all the things. The solution to us finishing ourselves off with science is do more science and do more exploring. And maybe we'll spread ourselves out so far that an apocalypse in one place
cannot finish
is not a civilizational thing where the entirety of human civilization is wiped out.
So we have hope, Noah.
Yeah, we have hope.
We have hope.
Yeah.
But AI might be wiser than us.
I was hoping to end on a positive note,
but AI.
You want to remind the audience that AI is
AI. We could be pets to AI, as you said.
Yeah.
I think
thank the audience and we sign off.
Yeah.
Thank you to all our viewers, all those people who comment on our videos, like our videos. Please subscribe to our YouTube, like our TikToks, and
share
to your friends.
Knowledge is power.
Come back next week. We produce an episode every week. You can even contact us. We are looking for guest stories. It's not supposed to be just the two of us. But
if you know you have something to say, intellectual and not controversial.
Controversial. I think we like controversy.
Okay, maybe there are levels. There are degrees.
There are levels. What are we here? State media? No. We appreciate all views. We are not.
You're about to watch a madman running around and you're like, I like your view about this.
That's right. Our views are actually way out there, I feel for. But, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.